Hey everyone, my name is Frank. I'm the owner and founder of Ciitrus Digital. And today we're going to jump into a tutorial on how to trigger a pop-up after clicking a button in Elementor Pro. So real quick, let me just demonstrate what we're going to do. If I click the button, this pop-up form will show up, and that is what we're going to do in a tutorial today. So let's jump right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is have a page built out to put your pop-up on, which is where I was just at. That's going to be our page. And the second thing you're going to want to do is go into the Elementor templates section and click on pop-ups. And as you can see, this is the pop-up that I just used. We're going to build a brand new one for this demonstration. So go ahead and click add new. And make sure you name your template something that you're going to remember. So let's name it pop-up on button click and create the template. Just a quick disclaimer here, you do need Elementor Pro for this. The regular version of Elementor will not work, and no other versions of page builders will work either. You're going to want Elementor Pro. If you want to just build a very simple pop-up, you can insert one of these templates here. We're going to build a custom one. So what you'll see is this screen. If you've never built a template before for a pop-up, most of your settings are going to be here in the bottom left with this cog wheel. Here's where you'll be able to adjust the width of the pop-up, the height. You can actually make a full screen pop-up. And you can make it full width as well. So let's just put this back, fit to content. You can change the orientation to the right, left, center, top, or bottom. We're going to stick with center, center. And we are going to have an overlay on the background here, which is this dark area that shows up outside the template because it helps draw the eyes to the center of the template. And we are going to show the close button. You can also adjust some things like the entrance animation. Let's have our pop-up fade in and exit. We're just going to leave that as the default. I don't like to play around with these settings too much because I have had issues in the past where I couldn't quite figure out what I did wrong. We got the title set. And if you go here into the style, here's where you can change everything about the pop-up, including the box shadow, which is just a little bit of a separator around the outside that helps it pop some more. Here you can actually adjust the overlay. This is the color it auto-assigned when I turn the overlay on. You can change it to any color you want. We're going to keep it all black, and we're just going to add some opacity here. Let's stop right about there. And the close button in the top right of the box, you can actually adjust in size, and you can actually move it outside the box if you want, but I'm not going to go over that too much. Let's just make sure that pop-up close button is nice and large there. So we're going to make a 2-section pop-up. I'm going to go into the advanced tab, and I'm going to add some padding to the top and the bottom. Let's add, actually, let's not do that quite yet. Let's go ahead and throw an image as the background of this right-hand section here. So I'm going to open this column up, go to Style, click Classic Background Type, and I'm going to add an image. Let's just do something really plain. And I'm not quite sure why that didn't show up. Let's go ahead and throw a spacer in here. Okay. So after adding the spacer, you can see that the image was really just blending in pretty well. Let's make this, how about 500 pixels tall? Let's go back into the column here, and let's position this image in the center, and let's change the size to cover. That should be pretty good right there. And over on this left side, we're going to add a little bit of a form. So this will be something for people that want to collect some leads. Let's make it just like submit your request for a website proposal. That's pretty simple. Click this top left button here to open the column. We're going to add some padding around the edge here. Let's go ahead and add a padding of 7. Go ahead, drag a title in. Let's make it schedule your free consultation. And I want that text a bit smaller, so I'm going to go with my preset HTML tags. And H3 looks like it fits pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a form. And I use the built-in Elementor form ones. I used to use things like other plugins for WordPress, but I found that the Elementor form one was the best since it's so lightweight. Just a little side note there. Go ahead, drag your form in. And I hate the look with labels. We're going to disable those labels. And let's actually make this content centered in the box here. Go ahead, click on the top left in this column area, choose vertical align middle. And that's looking pretty good basic pop-up here. I'm happy with it. Let's just change the, okay, so just a little note here, if you do use an image as the background, it will overlay over top of your close button. Something to be aware of there. Let me just go in here and see if I can change this real quick. Make the close button white. Okay. Yep, just need to change the color of the close button. Let's add a little bit of size to that so it's a little bit more visible. Just good user experience. So we got our pop-up built. Let's publish it. You do have a lot of options in here. We're going to ignore all of these and go straight to the conditions tab, add condition, include entire site. Perfect. Just click next. Just keep clicking next, save and close. Let's wait for this. Boom, pop-up is live. Let's go back to the page we were just on when we first started the video. So I'm going to go exit to my dashboard. Go into my pages, go into the trusty testing page, and I'm going to edit with Elementor here. So boom, here we are. We see we have the big bad button that we're going to be testing on right now. Let's go ahead and add this pop-up form so that when I click the button, it'll trigger the pop-up. So first thing you do is you enter the edit here, and your link area is where you want to focus. It should be blank right here, and you'll see there's a cogwheel and this little stack here that says dynamic tags. Go ahead and click the dynamic tag stack and scroll down until you see actions, and underneath that you should see pop-up. Go ahead and click on pop-up. Now it's not quite ready yet because you still have to select which pop-up you're using. So click over here on the pop-up word, and pop-up, you want to select from the drop-down menu the name. This is why it's important to name it something you remember, because it will not just show up. So we named ours pop-up on button click. Make sure that's selected. And then let's actually add it to an image real quick as well. I could try on this background image, but I'm just going to insert an actual image here. Let's use that picture here. If you want to have it pop up on an image as well, make sure you change the link to custom URL. Click the dynamic tag button like last time, scroll down to pop-up, click on pop-up, and select the form you just made. And I'm going to click update. You might be tempted to try to test it on this page, but since you're in the editor, it won't work. So we're going to preview the page by clicking this I button here. When you open the previewed page, let's go ahead and test the button first. You see, once we click on that, it opens the form we just made, and you can easily exit out. Perfect for capturing leads and a ton of other things, especially on e-commerce website, coupons, and all the things like that. And let's go ahead and test our image up here. You see, once you click on the image, it pulls up the pop-up as well. If you guys found this tutorial helpful, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like on the video. And if you're interested in seeing more tips like this, I would appreciate if you subscribed as well. Other than that, that concludes the video. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping by.